YouTube, this is Bernadette Miss B, and I am back with much more to talk about today. So let's get into it. So I wanted to share this video today with you with my thoughts about the whole Fantasia video and interview. And at this time, September 2019, there are a lot of thoughts being shared right now by video and by comment online about a recent interview that she did. Now, disclaimer, I am not a Fantasia music fan. She's very talented, she's young, she's beautiful, but all of the screaming and all of that in her style of music, I'm not a fan. But that's just me. She's doing great. Anywho, we are here today to talk about this because when I saw a lot of the different videos, of course, you're going to have varying opinions. So I just wanted to toss mine out there. It seems like she hit a nerve in the interview, mainly when she started talking about submission. I'm going to make a separate video about submission and what that exactly means to me, what I feel like the purpose of submission is, and so forth. But I wanted to kind of address some of the comments and feedback concerning what she said, her and her husband. Now, my personal thoughts are that, so I noticed that a lot of people were going back to her previous comments on relationships, and of course the fact that she dated a married guy. Let me place an asterisk right there. Now, I will say that the guy that she was involved with, I'm not sure of the time frame, but it was for a while. The guy that she was involved with, yes, even though he was still married, he was legally separated. He had filed the paperwork and everything. So, I mean, I will give him that because, I mean, let's be honest, a huge number of people that we meet that are married are either married but still looking, married, still functioning as a single person, and they are telling you, I'm separated, I'm going to leave my spouse, so on and so forth. I can respect that that's what you're going to do, but they don't even, in many instances, take this step that he did to file the separation papers. So I'm glad that he did do that, which is also why his wife's lawsuit against Fantasia was dropped, because they found that he was in proper order. The ex-wife of said guy, this is the good-looking T-Mobile guy that she dated, that was separated. The bottom line is also his wife took him back. And I get that, you know, it's not right. I get that, to date a married man, but at least this man was legally separated. And I'm sure, you know, Fantasia, well, you never know. You never know if she was aware or not that what his circumstances were, but his wife took him back. To this day, to my knowledge, the last story that I read about this guy, he was back with said wife that he filed this paperwork to separate and divorce from. So all I'm going to say to that is, let's not burn Fantasia at the stake because, you know, of this transgression. I mean, we've all done different things in our past. I'm sure that we would not, you know, be so proud of. Moving on, the next thing is the previous comments that Fantasia made. I will say this. I took them as Fantasia was operating out of a masculine energy space. That was evidenced by the fact that she said herself that she was taking care of all of her family. She was doing all of these different things, you know, for her family. She was doing all of these different things to attract and entertain men, which brings us back to the ex-boyfriend that was working in a T-Mobile store. And she was giving us her perspective from that broken place. You can go back and research some of her comments. I'm not going to insert them here. And the reason why I'm not going to repeat or insert those comments here is because, in my opinion, based on what I saw on her current video, she was very clearly, she was in a different space. She was in a more feminine space. She was more relaxed. She looked great. She looked like she felt great. You know, she now has a husband that is a good, supportive husband. This is based on what I saw. Now, I am the type of person, I'm the type of young lady, I do believe in hypergamy. So the thing that I will add to this conversation is, even though, of course, I understand, the bottom line is she makes much more than her husband does. I just want to insert this train of thought into the conversation too. Now that her husband has a good, solid wife and partner at his side, and they are functioning well together from what we can see, being on the outside looking in, you never know. I get it. But we can see, but with all those things being said, her husband is going to elevate. Her husband is going to be elevated financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. He looks like a solid, mature guy with a lot of the things that he was saying. So, for me, when I see the stars, of course, like a lot of other people, you can take their relationship with a grain of salt, because people play out their relationships and marriages on Instagram and Facebook. That's their choice. So you never know the truth of the matter in a lot of these instances. But from what I could tell, they had a pretty good connection. I'm happy for her. That's the moral of the story. That's the moral of this video. I like them together. I feel like even though she makes more than him, I feel like they both are still in the same socioeconomical class. And I personally had to kind of put that together when you're studying and learning more about hypergamy, living a more hypergamous lifestyle, and expanding your knowledge on that in the dynamics of relationships, studying more about the dynamics of relationships. You have to be open, of course, to tilt and alter and change your viewpoint about a lot of things. And the bottom line also is, we have to take into consideration not just the money that she makes, but their class level. She's been through a lot, and then being a single parent to her 2 kids, that adds another layer to her life. And with him having, served time before, having to recuperate from that, he has kids from a previous relationship. So, you've got all these moving parts that we all have as we get older. We're bringing more baggage into our relationships. I mean, let's just keep it real. So, like I said, I like them together. I'm hoping for the best for them. And yeah, I just wanted to share my input and thoughts on what I saw on camera. So if you'd like to, I would love for you to leave a comment and let's chat about it. Thank you so much for listening to my video, and hopefully I gave you something new to think about, a new perspective. I hope that you enjoy your day, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.